Okie dokie. Ooh. Brr. I was trying to get warmed up. Hello, 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 and welcome to another One Lion of Code. I am One Lion. And apparently it is snowing. Where? Where is it snowing? Interact. This is Brooklyn, New York, February of this year. February. Anyway, hi, welcome into the stream. Happy Wednesday, happy Monday to you. Man, excuse me, bro. Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. We're jumping right in. We've been working on this project called the Financial Management Tracker, Water Drink Water, which we'll shout out soon enough. This is a financial management tracker that we've been doing on stream. You can check it out on GitHub if you so desire. You can see the entire process that we took for developing the app on YouTube's. And what else? That's it. So we developed the app on stream, and I am now working on redesigning the app by making all these faces at you. That's weird. That's weird, designer. That's just weird. Why would you do that? So on Monday, we finished putting all of the content on the page, finishing up with this. And now we are going to style everything. I was thinking about it more, and I'm going to find out if the designer has an SVG version of this that has the text in both layouts. I saw the designs. I know they must have it. And in fact, I see PNG versions of it, but I don't see SVG versions. So we'll see if the designer wants to help us out today, or if they're in a mood again. All right. But today we will be spending some time doing the actual CSS to make the UI look like what the designer gave us, with some slight modifications that we discussed. So here's our current UI. One day. So one thing I noticed that we will want to address are the buttons. Is the button styles? The styles for the buttons. One thing are these many things. And so we have at least one type of button that's showing, which is this getting started button that appears in multiple places. And it's got this standard purple flat background, slightly rounded corners. So since this is going to be a common button that we're going to put everywhere, we're going to just excuse me, we're going to describe the CSS for the buttons here, right, which we already did. Weird. And hello, E to the 2I Pi. Thank you so much for stopping by. I saw you over in Big Gamey's channel. Definitely don't interrupt yourself watching him. He's probably a lot more entertaining than I am. But glad you are here. Yes. And so E to the 2I Pi is also a streamer. And we'll do lots and lots of shout outs eventually, right? Did I write it right? E to the 2I Pi. Yes, I did. So here's a shout out for E to the 2I Pi. You seem to be a teacher of sorts, an instructor of maths. And hello, Zulius. I will read your message here in a second. Yeah, definitely. Feel free to lurk. Thank you so much for the follow. We do .NET and Blazor. And so, yep, pretty much full stack developer. So more to come. Oh, right. And all day Monday, we had the incorrect scrolling marquee text. This is the project that we're working on. Hiccups. All right, Zulius came in and says, hello, Lion in chat. Actually, hi, Lion in chat. I'm wondering, has anyone here ever received a Dom Train discount promo mail from Nick Chapsis? It looks like I might be it looks like it might be genuine. I thought you were calling yourself a genius. Even with my track record of never having fallen to a phishing mail yet, but it did end up in my spam folder. Props for too many links. I've never received one from him. I do see that he has discount codes in his channel. Have you opened the email? Is question 1. And question 2, have you clicked on any of the links? Because if you are suspicious of any emails, you didn't solicit them, then delete them. You could report them if you want. If you did open it, then just check if the discount code is in there, because what would most likely be the case is he would be sending you the discount code in the email and not give you a link to click on to go to it. Any links in email should be treated as suspicious, even if they are from people that you know. Oh, cool. So yeah, if you can read it without, having read receipts, whatever they're called, sent, or any kind of analytics sent to the sender, then cool. Just look at the content. If there is a code, then feel free to use the code, but I wouldn't click on any links that it gives you. My track record has lasted for 30 years, so no need to go through the basics. Oh, yeah. This was more general information, I guess, for anyone that may be watching. So I guess the short answer to your question is no, I have not received any emails from Nick Chapsis for Dom Train. And Digsoft says, I got a summer 24 one if anyone wants 30%. Ooh. All right. Is everything up and running, by the way? Like, yep. Okay. Whew. So where are we? We are styling, like I said, and apparently I have button CSS already for my basic button styles. So I should just have to configure these custom CSS properties. Today I learned that Blazor is a thing. I had no idea this is a thing. I love using Blazor. Not everyone likes it. It's not for every possible scenario, because there are companies that do use... Did it just boo back at you? It booed right back at you, Dukasoft. That's hilarious. Anyway, yeah, I think it can be used in just about any application. I think it's a great way to create UI as well as full-on web applications without needing to use other technologies. Now you've made me cry. It gave you a big old heart. But I don't know, to each their own. I was going to say something about companies that are already using JavaScript and have a whole bunch of JavaScript-y stuff going on. that just probably wouldn't use Blazor. You know? But I like it a lot. I don't know where I was going with that. I don't know what's going on. I am a little bit mentally distracted. I can't keep a coherent thought. It's almost like I sneezed a whole bunch without having sneezed at all. So I apologize for the squirreliness. Okay, Duke Self was talking with Automated Realms. Crash yourself, please. Automated Realms said, I'm sorry, but I am unable to crash myself. I am a text-based AI model and do not have the capability to perform physical actions. But you might. I could have put you through one of the many AI tools that I have downloaded and installed on that machine, I should say, that allows me to use the term that I've already forgotten because I haven't been keeping up on AI stuff for a really long time, other than music. But the thing where you can have it perform functions based off of keywords that you put into a message to it. I think they're just called AI functions. I don't know. Thank you so much for the lurk. All right, I'm going to figure out what these buttons currently look like. And right now, this is applying to all buttons and .btn classes. So why aren't we actually seeing the buttons look like anything special here? We kind of are. The designer cheered up yet? I don't know what their issue was. I hope they are doing better. I hope that all is well for them. I only wish the best for anyone that I interact with. We may have an opportunity to talk with them again today. I am going to ask them for the actual official logo with text in both orientations, because what I have in the assets that I was given are the logo with text, but the text is black and it's a PNG. So if they could provide the SVG version with the text, that would be great. But there are two layouts, and since these files are generated from the design, I know that these designs exist somewhere. May or may not, where some individuals find a stray Lego from time to time. I almost messed up the joke. Anyway, guys, TBD Gamer. Check him out. He's a .NET developer working on this really cool platform for doing project planning. And I would still call it project management, which I want to just keep calling it project management. I'm gonna keep calling it project management until you slap my hand and say, no, bad. Don't call it project management. It's only design. But yeah, so, or planning. Can't even call it design. It's a really cool project. He streams Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. Eastern time, which is UTC -4. You can call it whatever you like. Let's see what it looks like in the end. It's going to look like an entire source control plus project management application together in one. It's going to be awesome. I just know it. Every now and then you will see TBD working on side projects. One of them is a game in Godot, because he does want to learn Godot. I'm sure he'll get back to it eventually, but right now he has doubled down his focus on the application, the main stream app. And then he also has a community app called Water Drink Water that hasn't had very much involvement yet, but it's still open for anyone to contribute to. It's come a long way. It is using Blazor, so any of you that are interested in trying your hand at Blazor, if you haven't already. Eastern time is UTC -4. Mountain time is UTC -6. Unless EU time, well, yeah, I mean, UTC doesn't change. So my stream is Mountain Time. TBD's is Eastern Time. Oh man, I need a tissue. I'll be right back. I hope I didn't get the COVID. Not that I've gone anywhere to be able to get the COVID. I guess I did shake my, what are they called? Long care service people's hands. I'm correct. Oh my gosh. Hello, good VJ. Happy Wednesday to you. I've only been saying it since the beginning of my stream when I say what time I start. Once I realized that I had, people watching from different countries and different time zones, I'm like, I'm just going to tell you what time it is UTC and then you can do the maths. Here's my ending screen. It even says so right there. Because I forget, and because that's there, I don't have to remember. Okay, we're trying to find out what's up with these buttons. And what I think is going on is that my buttons custom CSS properties are not what I think they are. So button foreground color is black, background color is this off-white color. Interesting. All right, well, we need to define the color scheme from here. So let's see if the amazing and wonderful and really cool UI designer gave us some colors. Oh, I think he told me about this. He said that it's in the variables. I don't know what he means by it's in the variables. Guys, I'm playing a UI developer who doesn't know anything about Figma, if you couldn't tell. So maybe if I click on the buttons, because I found the buttons, if I click on the buttons, that'll tell me what colors these are. Hey, here it is. Okay, so we have a primary text of F3, 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 which is cool. I like that he's using this off-white color. So let's go to our color variables. Whoa, I have very few color variables in here. What was I thinking? All right, ask away. You're in Central? I thought that you were on the East Coast, good VJ. There's a hackathon in university on the theme of using open AI APIs. One of the hardest things for me to say. According to my skills, I can work on backend and front end in JavaScript. I need suggestion on what I can make. So to get started with it, I can recommend using like Llama, where you can just download, I think it's called Ollama, and install it. And then you can at least see what kind of requests you can make to the API backend. I'm using TextGen Web UI, and so I can expose the API backend as well. And what I did was I searched through the code to figure out what does the OpenAI API look like and how to make requests. And then I did a whole bunch of Googling for it. But at least this will get you started with no Llama. I will pass prompts on AI and we'll get a response. Yeah, through JavaScript. And that's why I'm saying, like, this will at least load up a model for you, and you'll have access to the API. So as far as the project question is concerned, what you could try doing, more use case for using ChatGPT. It's like one of the things that I have been wanting to make a project suggester. One of the things that I have been wanting to do is have it, and there are tutorials for this out there already, so maybe it's not a good project for you, but have it be able to take in a URL, actually navigate, so use tools to navigate to that URL, scrape the content off of it, and summarize. And the one that I'm specifically talking about are YouTube videos, taking the transcript, summarizing the transcript, and creating timestamps for it, for the description. And so not only will you be using AI to do prompting and it gives you natural language responses, but you can also do the thing where it is taking a command, executing that command, and then mixing that in with doing text summarization, etc. But yeah, I like TBD Gamer's recommendation. Make a project suggester. You tell it what language, framework, and things you like, and it will spit out project ideas. And even more, like, have it be able to maintain context of your previous conversations so that it gets to know you as a developer, and maybe even be able to use a little bit of RAG with that. Maybe. Here's your answer. So Dugasoft asks to Automated Realms, there's a hackathon in university on the theme of using OpenAI APIs. According to my skills, I can work on backend and frontend in JavaScript. I need suggestions for what I can make. Automated Realms responds, which is, by the way, an LLM running locally on a machine over there. That sounds like a great opportunity. It's nice to see you're using your skills to contribute to a project. Some suggestions for a project could be a web application that utilizes OpenAI APIs for generating AI-powered content, or a chatbot that can assist users with various tasks. Remember, the goal is to showcase your skills and have fun while doing so. Do you have any suggestions aside from the obvious? Chatbot and the generically worded AI powered content suggestion. Something more specific and unique, useful. I'm glad you asked. How about a project that uses OpenAI APIs to translate documents in real time? Or language learning app that leverages AI to provide personalized language lessons? These ideas are more specific and could be quite useful to others. Those are actually some pretty good ideas. Good VJ says, the university will be providing the API link through IP, and I don't think they're going to provide that higher model. Yeah, that's completely okay. I mean, the OpenAI API endpoints are standardized. That's why it's, yeah. As ChatGPT, and I like the below answer, which was AI-powered ethical dilemma simulator, an interactive platform that simulates ethical dilemmas across various fields, providing users with scenarios to navigate through. The AI guides users through decision-making processes, offering insights into the ethical implications of their choice. This platform aims to enhance ethical reasoning and decision-making skills in a safe, simulated environment. That's cool-ish. So for me, trying to use AI to manage situations like that, I wouldn't want to encourage. Yeah, that was worded really weirdly. I don't trust AI enough to be unbiased to be able to help understand ethical dilemmas and train people, because like the intent of this sounds like it is training people how to respond to ethical dilemmas. Because we are not at a point with AI that it can provide logic and reasoning to that degree, um, it will be biased based off of the training set that it has, or maybe over time it is doing continual learning, but it will be biased. So maybe something more information based would be better. So, um, I don't know. Analyzing molecules and proteins and breaking them down into their smaller bits and finding out how you can put them back together in various ways to create a new protein or whatever. Something more experimental that is very trial and error based, as opposed to let's teach you how to be a more ethical person. Although, if you're using it to come up with the dilemmas themselves and not the responses to the dilemmas, that's cool, in my opinion. And that's just an opinion. But yeah. Foreground color. But anyway, he did also ask chat. So if any of you do have anything further beyond what I said, please also continue to contribute if you feel like it. Because my opinion is just my opinion. N? Is that really what's my clipboard? Why is N in my clipboard? Didn't I copy the color? It says copied to clipboard. That's weird. I don't even want to imagine the horrors that language models could come up with as far as ethical dilemmas. Like, when I think of ethical dilemmas, I think of horrors. So that part of it isn't terrible, again, in my opinion. The part of it that would be terrible is the response to the ethical dilemma. Those horrors that it's trying to enforce and reinforce in people. All right, let's do these 4 purples, 5 purples. Because everyone is building AI recipe maker, AI fitness tracker, AI course suggester. These are more generic. Yeah. And that makes sense. I did like this language one that Automated Realms came up with, but if you're looking for something more involved or not as, I don't know, to use Irish John's favorite word lately, normie, then maybe you should consider things that are science related or analysis related, that do more complex analysis on data as opposed to I don't know the term for it. What word am I looking for? Something more sensitive that deals more with human interaction with each other. I mean, you definitely could if you aren't actually planning on it, needing to follow strict rules and be actually ethically sound. Thank you so much for the lurk, Zulius. I don't know what that emoji is. It's just a lurk emoji. Again, thanks for the chat. Sorry for not being around more lately. Just like things and all that. You're always welcome. You are always enjoyed whenever you are actively around, but if you can't be around, I understand. I completely understand. Man, I wish I knew where all of these colors were. Maybe if he gave us a page that had all the colors on them, that would be more helpful. See, this designer, whoever did this one, did a really good job of putting all of the colors that are used on one page. But I don't have all the purples. Okay, I'm gonna cheat because I really don't want to try to guess at what I made all of these colors. And we're gonna go into the variables that the designer was talking about. I poked around, I turned off dev mode as a developer, which is a no-no. That's bad. That designer is modest as well, I feel. And so I found all of the colors, and here they are. I wonder what copying this would do. If I paste you into Visual Studio, no, that does not do. That copied the first value. I know. Hash. Hashiko. Watiko. E-core. Dude, what even was that? Because I put a dollar. I'm good at this. I didn't start yet. I'm on Figma making a prototype. Awesome. Awesome. Do you have good Figma skills? Because I could learn some things if you want to teach me anything. You know, it's so hard to switch from solving the problems I'm doing on stream to start my day to then try to write unit tests in PHP monolith. Definitely chips away at your sanity. Luckily, I get to go from doing Blazor for the work in the morning to doing Blazor on the stream to doing Blazor after the stream. So it's not that big of a cognitive. Oh, this is called white smoke. Cognitive switch load thing. What I'm trying to say is that it's very nice, and I am grateful for it. White smoked, and I smoked them. Oh man. Okay. I'm gonna do all of these colors. I don't know how many there are. I just made too many, didn't I? We're gonna do some dark color. Man, these namings. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna replace this with off-white, which is apparently not that. It's F6, F5, F5. No. This is why developers should not be touching, should not be in anything other than developer mode. But if this designer put all of these colors in a design page, that would have been very, very helpful for us to not have to do this. Hopefully he's not watching because I'm constantly talking about him. And then regular white, which is designer is gonna flip when he sees it. It's a good thing I post my VOD. Dim gray. Dim gray. 60, 60, 60. Man, I need to be consistent here. I need to be consistent. Stop it. Stop it, Dukasoft. Don't tell him where to find them. I'll cut you like a scene. Or something. I'm gonna I'm going to talk about this because it was fun. If you're part of the Discord and you're interested in personality types and stuff, I posted a song that or I guess Gemini generated the lyrics for and Suno generated the words for. Um, Thank you so much, Dukasoft. I was already dropping the ball on that. Um, Follow BitGamey. BitGamey is an amazing game developer. Very, very fun stream to hang out on. Very chill. Very cool person. I love being there. I love lurking on his stream. On par with how much I love lurking on TBD's stream, on all the streams that I am actively at. Yeah. Yeah. And one of my new favorites, my new-ish favorites, I guess I can't do that yet because timers and stuff. But let's see. We can get this at least. Soft did his first stream and it was so good. It was just a video of from his drone that he had pre-recorded, and he played some Harris Heller Stream Beats music on top of it, and it was just perfect. It was perfect. So good. If you want to see that video, you can check it out on his YouTube channel. And if you aren't already following him, in case he ever goes live again, no pressure. 1 second. Dang. I was 1 second too early. Anyway, give him a follow if you feel like it. And he will stream again. That is awesome to hear. You had such good interaction in your chat. Good times. Good times. Yeah, I don't want to make you feel pressured into it, but it was really enjoyable. Right, Dodger Blue. Right now, it's weather related. Oh no. Oh no. Oh my gosh, I can't type. That's okay, you can fly the drone around inside of a building. Drone is not rated for any kind of water. I'm sure they would let you fly your drone around in the mall, for example. Very, very good picture quality on the drone and very stable. Like, I wasn't expecting the image to be so stable. When it stops and just looks, it's not like drifting or anything. It's just solid. Okay, we have defined these colors. Hopefully these are all of the colors that are used throughout the entire design and there aren't any weird colors that aren't in these variables. Let's get back to dev mode so that, you know, we don't accidentally break stuff. Haven't heard from Dukasoft in a while. Oh yeah, he's finishing up a prison sentence. Flew a drone in the mall. Oops. Take it from me, kids. Don't fly drones in the mall. At least, don't do that and get caught. Buttons. We're working on buttons. Right, and actually we can go to the buttons, which designer is marking as developer ready as we speak. See they're active. Maybe I can make it look like there's an active designer. And actually, I'm gonna do that instead. Man, I really do like how it summarizes the things on this page that are developer ready. That's really cool. So that part I'm going to give them points for. But there are still a lot of things that dev mode just don't feel, that doesn't feel very intuitive in dev mode. A 4-pixel border? Is that, oh, 4-pixel corner radius. So I think it's because I don't have enough time with it as developer mode, but definitely working in Figma in general as a designer was very, very good. I love that experience. I had fun with it, and I don't like UI design. Got it. Got it. Leave me alone. Let me get into my team. Team colors. Interesting. Why can't I see my teams? Am I logged into the wrong account or something? Excuse me. Home. Home is where I'm trying to go. Yes. I have an automated realms account that is different from my... does anyone know what my password is for that? Password 1234. All right, try it out. So the UI mockups for Liquid Sky. I'm not coming to you. You can. You can. We can do it on stream. We can do it as a team. I'd even host the board in my paid Figma account and invite you to it. I don't know where I moved that to. Whatever. I don't want to do that anyway. I'll do it later. For now, we're still working on these buttons. I'm not going to worry about this icon for now because there are a ton of icons. Are you using... Oh, no, they're right here. There are a ton of icons that we'll need to make sure are in the project. So we're just going to style the regular button using the colors and stuff. And we're going to do that by going back to our Woot. I don't know which purple is which, though. We should have some styles, such as in border color. And we'll get to that in a second once we see whether we're going to use a border or not. Button foreground color is actually going to be ash white smoke, I think is what it was called. And so which purple is this? Because that one we can at least see. Maybe. Whatever, 34005C. I really don't know about this workflow process yet. With the purple one. TBD is saying, complete subject change. What was the tabletop game you played with your wife you mentioned last week? I wanted to see if my wife would be interested in playing some games or something. Spend far too much time in front of screens. I'm happy to refer you to it again. It is by a company named Awaken Realms. and it is called Tainted Grail. Oh, it's just Awaken Realms. Oh my gosh. If you're looking for something not as heavy, not as story heavy, mechanics heavy, well, no. Actually, I would say that this other game that I was about to recommend to you from them is more mechanics heavy than this game. But, yeah. Follow now, Puerto Rico. That's where my parents are from. Can you still buy Tainted Grail? Tainted Grail, Fall of Avalon. So here's the full name of it. The campaign that I would recommend you getting, which is the first campaign of the entire series. There are 3 expansion campaigns: the Last Night, the Age of Legends, and Red Death. And there is another game that is the other side of the island called Tainted Grail Kings of Ruin, and that's the one that my wife and I are currently playing. Oh my gosh, we're like barely into the second chapter, and we've already had many hours of game time and many hard decisions to make, and got close to dying already. And it's tough, but it's so good. It's so good. Once again, it's a co-op game as well. You can play solo, but it's also a co-op game where you and your party are working towards finding out what happened on the island of Avalon. And you will explore. And you can play through many times and get a different ending, get different content each time. And oh, it's so good. It's so good. There is a game on Steam. They did make a video game version of it. I don't like it as much, obviously. I don't know where to buy. I did see one at Walmart before. You can buy it on Amazon. And I recommend, if you are willing to, getting the Sundrop models version. So they have 2 different models: the regular gray colored models that are probably pictured here, and another one that is called Sundrop, where they're dipped in this kind of bronzy looking color, and they look so good. Getting some of the expansions for it would be enjoyable, like Monsters of Avalon, for example. Echoes of the Past add-on would be a good one. Yeah, they're actually selling some of the expansions. Oh man, on Amazon. Oh, it's such a good game. Stretch Goals expansion. Dang. You get 2 more campaigns. What about Monsters of Avalon? Are they separate? Mounted Heroes you don't really need, but you definitely get that feel of you've made it this far. You can switch out to your mounted hero and go through the land, and then you get killed. Anyway, that would kind of defeat the point of screen free time playing the video game. Yeah. I was super excited about it. I'm like, man, you're bringing this story to PC, and it's going to be great. And then it just ended up being another run-of-the-mill RPG cookie cutter game, to me, in my opinion. And I was sad. Oh, and in fact, here is a quick example of Yeah, where is the 2.0? If you were interested in seeing what the content is like before you buy, try not to spoil yourself with this though. And I will not do any spoilers on stream either. You can check out the updated game manual, the 2.0 version. They have a PDF for it. I just gotta find it real quick. Why is this so hard to find? Oh my gosh. Oh, what is their site? awakenrealms.com/download. Yeah. Okay, so on this page, if you scroll down to the Tainted Grail Fall of Avalon section, you will find the actual journal, the 2.0 journal. Unless they took it down. Oh, no. It's in the journals section at the bottom of the Tainted Grail section. All right, so I will show a little bit of art and Location 101 because you can watch people play Location 101. And the way that they do the exploration and make it feel like you're traveling across this vast island, even though it's only half of the island, is they use cards and then you place the cards on the table as you reveal them. And then you can move to adjacent cards by spending energy, and then you have to sleep and all of that. Come on. Let me scroll. No. PDFs in the browser have been really annoying. Dropbox games. Dunes. Fall of Avalon. Nope. Weird. Knowing with Adobe AI. Come on. Save. Okay. Resume. Resume. Fall. And don't worry. This game is well worth it. Anything? Anyone? There it goes. Speaking of Adobe. Okay, so I pronounce this Kunok. If you know how to say Celtic names or I don't even know what language. Yes, you found a .NET channel, and we happen to be in the middle of talking about a tabletop game, but we will get right back to .NET. I promise. We are doing Blazor. We're working on redesigning an app that we did on stream, and yeah, just welcome in. But listen to this opening story. So when you first enter the world, you're in Kuanacht, and you will be told to read the exploration journal, open to Location 101, and read the intro. And it says here, A deep feeling of loss fills everything in Kuanacht, from dilapidated farms to the sunken eyes of those who remain in town. The men here in the market is all but extinguished, and everyone brave or resourceful enough has left to find a solution. And then here is the introduction. Hey, Irish John Games is like, you said it right. There's this character in this game. Their name is spelled like this. Do you know how to pronounce that name? Your niece's name is Neve. Did I say that one right? Yeah, so it's Niav, kind of. That's crazy. It hurts my brain to try to pronounce some of these names, but it's really cool. It's so cool. So here's one of the mechanics of the game. If you have the Winds of Weirdness status, remove this location card from the game and replace it with location 121. Then explore this new location for free. So there's this page that has all of these statuses that, based off of the decisions that you make during the game, you check them off or you put an X in them or whatever you do. And then there will be various status checks for you to unlock things that you can do or even block things that you can no longer do. If you have the secret card 66, let's hope you never have to deal with that. Go to this verse, and that verse is down there. If you have the Hunter's Mark status, go to verse 6. Otherwise, if you have passed all of these checks, you can choose one of these things. Visit the families of the champions from the first expedition, some little flavor text, a verse to go to, ask the townsfolk to help you prepare. Go to verse 3. Rest for the day in your own home. It'll end your day. Wander the alleys twisted by the weirdness. Only if the Men Here model is not in this location. Go to verse 9 and leave. Exploration ends. So, yeah. Oh, and just like, this is location 101. Oh no, I don't even want to flip through it. There are the last location number in this journal is location 199. Which there are some skipped numbers, but there's still a lot of locations to explore and do stuff. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for the derail. I love talking about this game. If anyone has points on Big Gamey Stream, put them into his Sonic onesie challenge. Make him wear a Sonic onesie. I have a couple of points on his channel. Not as much as I have on Irish John's channel. Speaking of Irish John, hello, welcome in. Yeah, you don't have to say anything. Just saying hi back. Irish John Games, Irish Game Johns. Why do I keep wanting to type that? Irish John Games is a fantastic streamer, game developer extraordinaire. You can check out his game on either Microprose or Steam. Wait, where's the Microprose link? What? What? Anyway, you can just go to Microprose. You'll find it right there. Micro. I'm excited talking about Tainted Grill. Go to Microprose, flip through a couple, and you will eventually stumble upon. Oh no! Rise of Piracy. Which is going to be somewhere on their page. It used to be in that banner for the longest time. That's sad. I wanted it to be in the banner. Look under action and you will find Rise of Piracy right there. Oh my gosh. There it is. And you will see this game created by this incredible solo developer. He did do some assets from a couple other people. He's leveraging microprose. He's got some voice actors, and yeah, just making his game, polishing his game currently. He has a release date that he hasn't told us yet, or early access date that he hasn't told us yet. At least I don't think you've told us yet. But it's a fantastic game. It's going to be so much fun. You guys can't hear the music, but you go here, check out the trailer, listen to this amazing music, get hyped. Build a fleet. Are you on Fleek? Okay, enough talk about Fall of Avalon. Back to the coding. So we're currently working on styling our buttons little by little. Scooch over there. Too far. Irish. Oh, by the way, Irish John Games will be streaming. He streams Monday through Saturday at 8 p.m. European Standard Time. Anyway, 1 p.m. Mountain Time, which is UTC -6. So I think that's GMT +1, if I recall correctly. Ooh, thank you so much for that. What happened to my dashboard? Thank you, Knives, for the follow. And Fright Night also. Thank you so much. Yes, in an hour and a half-ish. Okay. So our button foreground color is now white smoke, which is why we can't see it. We need to change the background color to purple 1, I think is what we saw. That updates that. No border. No. Actually, we are going to keep a border. One thing that I have noticed is, let's do button border color, is not notice, but one technique that I like to use is to have borders on the buttons, so that for the buttons that do get borders, they're the same size as the buttons that don't get borders, and they're treated the same when you're doing bounding boxes and stuff. So we could change this to transparent instead, and that way the button fills up the entire space, but the border is transparent, and it'll, again, take up the same amount of space as a button with a border, which I'm sure we will have. So we've already gotten the button to look similar to the design now, but we have different states, so we need to update the colors for these different states, although designer didn't give us what these states are. My guess is, oh, maybe they did. Large state default, state disabled. Yeah. All right. Hovered, active, and pressed. Cool. So we do have some information about that. Button disabled border color is still going to be transparent. Foreground color is going to be, my guess is that weird gray one. What did you call this? Dim gray. I'm going to remember that. Come on. Oh dear. It's doing that thing again where every now and then it just acts like it doesn't know how to process any of my key presses or anything. And so I just have to wait patiently. That was supposed to be foreground color. Dear Sir or Madman. Okay. Then there was this background color, which is this darker purple, 230. It's purple 2. $. Okay. But an active border color, that is way off. So active is this light pink color with F3, F3, F3. So some dark color is not F3, F3, or F3. Where did that come from? Oh. Yeah, F3, F3, or F3 is supposed to be white smoke. I forgot to update the some dark color. But the border color is still going to be transparent for active. Foreground color was white smoke. Background color is purple, whichever one is in my clipboard. Hash. Hush. Purple 4. Hello, Napalm. Better late than not at all. Definitely. Really, really appreciate you being here. Love having your presence. We're not at the footer yet. We don't care about that yet. There are more color states that we need to handle. So we have active and then we need pressed. There are other techniques that I have not learned yet for how to apply these styles using some kind of pattern matching on the custom CSS property. And yeah, I don't know how to do that at the moment. What was this style? Active. Active does have a border. That's hovered. Whoops. Okay. Okay, so I need to update active. Here is, I don't know why I had that in my clipboard. Man, and now I'm all over. Okay. We have our default button stuff. Oh, here it is. Whoops. So I do have a hover. And hover is going to have a foreground color of F3, 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 which is white smoke. Background color of this one. Right. Dagnabbit. What buttons am I pushing? Uh-oh, gotta sneeze. Let's hope that's last one. Oh. Forgive me. I can't speak straight. Once I learn how to do this, I believe it was purple 4 because it's the one that we put in for active accidentally. Okay, very good. And then the active one was this darker color, which actually has a border this time, and the border is 530, and it's not a border, it is an outline. So 530296, which I think is this purple 4. Yeah. Okay, so our outline color is going to be, you know what? I am actually going to create a custom CSS property for this. Not var. Purple 4. There it goes again. Just stalling. So that gets the outline for it. The background color is darker, but not as dark as the disabled one. And that darker color is this one, 340. Whoa, purple 1? That's the same color as the default color. Okay, whoops. Active. And then hovered. Wait, why is hovered still there? You were supposed to get updated, that's why. This last one, I keep forgetting what it is. Pressed. Bless you. Thank you so much for the bit. Is it working? Come on. Come on. Why? Nice shot. Whoa. Oh, because that's angle. Ah. I don't know why I never do bot related stuff on a stream. Okay. Desktop. What do you say? Are you back? Yay. Pew. Pew. Okay, it should be ready for you, TBD. Or Dukasoft. I don't know what's up with that though. Like the bot was working. And bless you. F3, F3, F3 for the foreground color still. And purple 3. You got it. I didn't hear it go 3. Okay. Whew. Don't worry about tabs at the moment, because we probably won't even have tabs. So back to buttons. We have our button color, hovered color. We need, disabled, active, and pressed. Why does it look like pressed is not a pseudo selector? Does anyone know what the selector is for when a button is depressed? I guess I can just Google it real quick. Nice. Cheer up. No button. Target, maybe? That's not a browser. CSS selector or button pressed. Just active. Oh man, so maybe the only way to do it is JavaScript. Yeah, so focus would be the active as well. So that's when it's hover, or not hovered, but when you tab to it essentially. But pressed is actually when mouse down is being held on it. And we could just have a button component that adds the pressed class. Or we could even create our own selector, our own attribute that is called pressed that we can select. So where's our button component? What does that look like? Because I'm sure I'm using a button component and not just a regular HTML button. Oh look, it's a regular HTML button. So yeah, we'd have to create our own component and then have logic in there that when mouse down, then one capture pointer events or set pointer capture, which is a JavaScript callback that we would need to, or JavaScript interrupt that we would need to use because we can't do that with Blazor. And two, on release, and also add the attribute or class, whichever one we go with, for pressed. And then on mouse up, then also remove those. So at the moment, I don't think that that's necessary. It is nice to see things like how a lot of CSS libraries do the little bloom animation when you click a button. And it's usually from the point of where you click. And that's some really good feedback that you get from the UI that says this thing has been clicked. Has been selected is what I mean to say. But we'll create the rule for it now because I do think that we'll end up doing that depending on how the designer designs our UI stuff. Do I have toggle button styles? I don't think I do. And it's going to get its own component with its own styling. So I think this is going to be fine as is. We won't need to do anything extra for that. So back to the landing page then. We have our styled buttons now, and they should reflect what is in the design. So says I. Maybe not enough padding vertically for that one. And then this one is going to need to be larger. So let's go ahead and style the header. First, we're going to do a commit because we are good committers. Added logo assets. and styled buttons. All right, and we also added footer content. Like I said, we're good developers and we have mini commits that we can eventually squash if we want, or just keep nice and light so it's easier to see what changed and stuff. Okay, hero section. So we want the hero section to, of course, be at this width, at normal width, without being responsive, stacked on top of each other. Two elements that are side by side. The left side has this get finances on track, hero, title, text, call to action. The right side has an image that is a preview of the application to get people to want to go into the application and start using it. So I believe all of our styling for the hero would be an index.sass. And the way that we have it structured is that we have the hero on the outside and then another div inside. Why? Why would we have another div inside? I think it was maybe because I was using a gradient before in the hero section, but we really don't need that anymore. So we can get rid of this because that's just an extra div that is not serving any purpose. And then we just move the rule so that it applies to the header element. Okay. And looking at that, we can still see that it's styled correctly, but because of all of these extra large images, it's getting stretched across the whole screen. So maybe we need to deal with those first. Instead of grid though, what would happen if I kind of like that. I was going to say, what would happen if we use display flex since there is only one row? Oh joy, I have to attend a release post-mortem disguised as an architecture review. Mr. Lion, thank you for the stream, the support, and the game info today. Enjoy. Thank you so much for lurking. Thanks for being here. Check out TBD Gamer whenever you have the chance. Rest of stream. He's a fantastic streamer. Great conversations on his stream. And I like how he tries to take into consideration what is actually necessary for the work that we're doing. I'm guilty of just doing a lot of forethought, like way too much forethought on what could go wrong, and then I over engineer at times because I'm constantly thinking, well, if I thought of this, the user is probably going to encounter this, therefore I should guard against it now instead of waiting for an issue to happen later. And then that issue, well, I mean, I guess you can't really tell whether it was because of me doing that or because the issue is just never encountered or the situation is never encountered, but the issue never comes up. So kind of hard to tell. What was I thinking about? I was thinking about, should we go ahead and have the heroes section only take up the width of the content? So right now it is at width 100%. But index page. Oh. So if we look at index page, is it inside of padding? Or are we good? Yeah, index page has no padding or margin left and right, which means that we could constrain it to be 100 VW. Well, poop. We did. And it took. However, we are still getting scroll bars. Why are we still getting scroll bars? Because header is still stretching. I wonder if we gave you overflow auto, and that wouldn't change anything. Because what I was expecting to happen is that the hero section now only takes up the width of the page, which is 100 VW. And then this would be 100 VW, including our paddings, so that it squishes down appropriately. But I think because I have it as a grid, it's not respecting the bounds of its container. And so in order to fix it, I would have to do overflow hidden. And that breaks stuff. Yeah. So we don't want that. Yeah, I just need to get the rest of the content styled so that everything fits on the page the way that it's supposed to. So let's go to the track transactions section. I'm pretty sure that the header is good except for the size of the headliner and subtitle. And maybe even the spacing on the subtitle. Right, the spacing on the subtitle is flex end. And now it's flex start. Your space between, your flex column, which is good. Good. Yeah, and I think what we're going to do instead of doing justify content space between is we're going to justify content center so that everything squishes to the center of that container. And then we'll have a gap of 1 character. Let's just do 1M. Whoa, 1M is massive. Right, because we are inside of title, which is a H1. No, it's not. It's a div. Interesting. So what did we give titles font size? Right. So titles font size is wrong. Section title is the one that should get font size 4. And then section subtitle I'm looking at this wrong. We're here. What am I doing? It is title and subtitle, so I don't like that. I'm going to call this title wrapper instead. And we're going to wrap this in a span because this is content that we want to be able to target. Okay, and now regular title. and regular subtitle. We'll get their styling. There we go. That looks better. Now we don't have the relative font size being relative to 4 rims, which is base font size, 4 times base font size. Good, good. The button in here, I want it to align self flex start. And so normally you would see align used to vertically align content, but because we're using flex direction row, or we're using flex direction content column is what I said, then the basis flips like this. So now justify is your vertical and align is your horizontal. So the button should squish all the way back to the start. Okay, what next? TBD Gamer's AFK. He's in a meeting, but hello, Foolish Snubble. Also, hi to the viewer. All right. Maybe if we gave this thing a max width. Yeah, what would happen if we gave column 1 min max of something like, yeah, 480 pixels sounds good to me. Oh, but the whole point is that the image is supposed to be the one that everything is based off of. So it takes up 1 free space, but has a maximum of, let's say, 40 viewport width. And now why are you stacked? Why are you suddenly stacked? Did it not like the value for grid template columns? Yeah, it didn't like that as a value. All right. I'm sure it'll get fixed once we fix the rest of the content. It'll be fine. So track transactions section. The section titles are all going to be aligned centered, but the subtitle is going to be the element that contains them is going to be aligned centered, but the content is going to be wrap with align left or align start. So let's see if we can do that with CSS without making soup. Although I do love good soup. Interesting. Oh, okay. So content is actually each of the sections. Maybe I should call that section.content so we know what it is that I'm actually targeting. And just because I do this, even if there's only one extra rule inside, I'm going to have one selector per line still. I'm still playing around with that. It's been my approach so far, so that I could do stuff like this. but it's still like, not a complex rule. It's just inside of card, find any of these and then apply this to them. So section content will have a padding of 2.4 base font size. And then where are we suddenly on card wrapper? What happened to section title and subtitle rules? How are those getting styled? It's a H1. That's how it's getting styled. All right, now we know. So let's target them here. Section title and section subtitle. And you, I said, are going to be like, this is kind of a matter of preference. So if we look at how much space this is taking up, the track transactions title here on the screen, you will notice, and I'm going to wait for it to show me because I think I'm going to say it backwards. You'll notice that it's taking up the entire width because it's a H1. Yes. Okay. And so one of the approaches that you could use is just to use text align center, and that'll move the title into the center, which is what we want. But I still have a preference of using display flex, justify content center, because if we ever move to a layout where we want it to be left aligned, but not just left aligned, we want it to be start aligned, because if it's a right to left language, then we want it to be right aligned. Then we can easily just change justify content to flex start. And I do believe that that's going to be the case. It's not, but it should be the case that, oh yeah, it is. It is the case that when we're in mobile view, we are left aligned for the content. Except that this one isn't. Okay, UI designer. I see you. We're going to do the same thing-ish for the section subtitle. The thing is that the section subtitle, we want its content to be left aligned, but we want the actual element itself to be centered. So one easy way to center the element, yeah, again, we have the same consideration to make, which is we want to be able to move this element around based off of the responsive mode. Which, I don't know a good way of doing that. So if we applied the same thing to section subtitle, then when the section subtitle wraps, the next line would be centered as well. And that's not what we're trying to do. And the only other way that I can think of doing that is by adding a section subtitle wrapper. And the reason for that wrapper would be so that we can target the wrapper, section subtitle wrapper, and give it the marker. Actually, yeah, that's what it would be. It would still be display flex. Justify content center. But the subtitle inside will only be allowed to wrap, essentially. So even though this looks centered, when we get to something that does actually wrap, in fact, we can show it here, where we give it a width of like 10 characters. Oh, geez. And then it hides. Then you'll see that it wraps and aligns left still. Two jokes for the price of one. We get a Siribot joke. Where does Fonzie like to go for lunch? Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A sounds really good right now. And Dukabot says, man, I really love my furniture. Me and my recliner go way back. Is it because your recliner's broken and it doesn't actually sit up straight anymore? That was a terrible response. Dang it, I really need these pictures to be smaller so that all the content can be on screen where it's supposed to be. So let's get these pictures to be the right size. The pictures at this screen size look like they should be around 719 pixels in width and then auto height. And then we can, yeah, we'll figure out how to actually clip the image into this space and get the correct dimensions. But I think they were all sized correctly as it is. So I think it should just work. Let's give it a shot. Where am I trying to go? Here. So we aren't adding any extra styles to subtitle. It's going to wrap appropriately. It is going to left align, but the actual subtitle wrapper will be flexed with the content centered. Okay, so card wrapper. All of these cards are inside of this card wrapper. And we have it as display flex, but in the normal desktop size, they're actually going to be stacked on top of each other. So we need the flex direction to be column. And again, justify content is now talking about the vertical positioning of each of these. Oh, look at that. That's already one of the starting points. And so we do need them to be centered vertically, but we need them to be stretched horizontally because we want them to take up the entire space horizontally. So a line item stretch is really what we want. They're going to have a gap of 2 font sizes in between them. And we're going to use relative font sizes. We don't need to use margin 0 auto for centering because they will be centered. Okay, then the cards themselves are going to be laid out horizontally. I didn't design the cards to have a layout that we can add to it, but we can easily do that using CSS. So when we're laid out horizontally, or when we're laid out in standard view without a media query, we need to get rid of borders. I do get it, Dukesoft. Been a while since I've seen that one. I forgot about it. Oh man. Okay. We want this to be laid out horizontally, and to do that, we say display flex. Actually, I think it's already display flex for our regular cards. We just need flex direction to be back to row. No, it's display inline grid. It's display inline grid. All right. All right. We can still work with that though, because we can do grid template rows. I don't know where my brain went just then. Grid template rows, unset, and that should override this. Cool. Then we want grid template columns. To be 1 FR for the content, and what did we say the width was on the images? 701? 719. I don't like putting this as a hard-coded value. Maybe we'll revisit this and figure out how to better size the images. Why didn't that? Do the thing. Did I spell you correctly? Yeah, it's a valid property, otherwise we'd get some yellow bangs. Right, border color. No border. Oh, wait. That's the border color for the card. Just kidding. It's the footers. These that we don't want to have. Oh my goodness. That we don't want to have borders. So what is up with you? Why aren't you actually orientating horizontally? You are. You did. Why is the card not actually following you as far as sizing? Because I did that backwards. Oh, yeah, I think I really do want to change this instead of grid to flex, because it's going to be easier to do alternating rows, row and row reverse. So if we do display flex instead, come on, somebody apply. Image, that's probably what we need. The image inside of here, we need its width to be 100% and its height to be auto. Okay, why did that look like it broke everything? It's good. It's good. We're good. Grid does make so much sense. But again, this is one direction and stuff. Why aren't you taking up the entire width of the row, though? Card wrapper, are you somehow... No, you're taking up the entire width. So why isn't the card taking up the entire width? Because the card has a fixed width on it. When did I do that? Why would I do that? Come on. There you go. Good. Okay. And so the image is going to be 719. That is big. That is... What am I supposed to do with that? It's still too big for the container for what we want. Oh, and also card header. Is that where the image is? Card header does not get any padding. Why do you still look like you have padding? Is that margin around the image? It's card. Card has a border, no padding. Card header has padding from somewhere. Oh, it's inheriting padding, right. There it goes. All right. And, oh, why do you have a, why is there still padding bottom? Did somebody explicitly specify padding bottom? No. And right now we don't have card footer, so we don't need to do anything special with that. Where is this bottom padding coming from? Is there even bottom padding? Am I just imagining things? No, it's that the image isn't tall enough to take up the entire height. So then what is forcing you to be taller than I want you to be? Do you have an explicitly set height? Anyone? 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 No. Show me your box again. Border, border. And there is no height on card that we can see. Card wrapper. Oh, yeah, card wrapper's fine. Card header. Oh. Card wrapper is display flex. So no, that should be fine. That shouldn't cause the items to grow vertically. What else am I missing? There is no margin, no padding. And what about you? Do you have margin or padding? Wow. Seribot was like, dang, Dukabot is fast enough to see the bot message, but Seribot's like, nope, 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 get out of here. And don't worry, we'll fix the overflow here. There's another overflow type that I want to use that doesn't break positioning and sizing. And scroll overflow stuff either. But yeah, I don't understand where this extra padding, and it's not even padding. There is nothing indicating that it should be. Oh no. There's going to be a minute and 30-second ad. No, no, snooze. You're happening at the end of the stream? Hi, Spam. Welcome out. Oh my gosh. Time. Time is never time at all. You can never, ever leave without leaving a piece of youth. Yeah, I can't see what is causing the extra height on this. Oh, that's going to be fun to figure out. But for now, let's find out this overflow rule. that is not hidden. Clip is the one that I'm looking for. So let's see clip in action. Yeah, so clip allows you to still be able to do some kind of scrolling in one direction only, I think is how clip works. And that's why I'm going to prefer using that over overflow hidden. Maybe overflow hidden makes sense in this situation where we're just trying to hide the corners, the sharp corners of the image with the rounded corners of the container. Oops. But I've been wanting to use clip for a while, so we're going to use clip instead. Okay, I just need to figure out what this extra height is. Oh, and thank you for the follow. Thank you so much for the follow. You can check out anytime, but you can never leave. Somebody caught on. Oh. Does nobody know the Smashing Pumpkins other than Reg? Okay, we're getting there. We're making progress on making this look like this. Oh, but I want to do a fun thing. And nth of type even flex direction will reverse, and that way every other one has the image on the other side and the text on this side. And then for the card text, actually card text is going to be display flex no matter what. Justify content flex end, which means that we need to put this rule after that one so that we can overwrite it. Oh, come on. Here, where we want justify content flex start. Come on. Do the thing. So this was supposed to get pushed to the left, but it didn't. That's fun. Although this is also flex start. So we'll need to figure that one out too. But until then, we're done at the moment. Oh, and you can check out anytime you like, but you can never leave was Eagles, wasn't it? And I was doing Smashing Pumpkins. Anyway, it's all music. That's all that matters. It's all music. We're done for the day. Big Gamey is still going, so we're going to raid over to Big Gamey. Thank you all so much for joining today. It's been fun. It's been a blast. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I will be posting the VOD for this over to the YouTubes at some point in time, preferably before the next stream, or most likely before the next stream, whatever. And the next stream will be on Friday. It's a community day stream, which means that we will be inviting people in to talk about whatever topics you want to talk about. If you have questions about things that you're currently working on, if you want to show stuff off that you're working on, that's a great day to do it. I'll open the Discord voice channel for anyone that wants to use their voice to have discussions. What else do we got? Here's the Discord link, unless Dukabot beats me to it. And here's information about Community Day. But until then, Don't forget to get Big Gamey into the Sonic onesie. Contribute 2,000 points if you can. I'm going to be lurking around all day long on other people's channels. Sedlick, Sorcery Story, Woods Dev, Irish John Games, Big Gamey, of course. But until the next time, ciao.